Good morning, Paul Georgie from Allendale. It's January 21st, 2011. Today is the day of the Allendale conference, starting here at noon with registration. 1 o'clock the first meeting starts, and then we've got meetings throughout the day. Drew Lerner will be here today, so it's your last chance to get tickets and get here. So we will have tickets available at the door. Markets this morning, looks like we could be mixed, maybe a little higher off the USDA export sales. Corn, they were looking for 500 and 900, came in a little over 1.00. Soybeans, 400 to 750, came in at 915. Wheat, 200 to 950, came in at 1.1. So we've got some decent exports here compared to what the trade was looking for, but I think that might be an adjustment from last week when the hopes was for higher export numbers, and we came in a little less. This kind of balanced that out. So even though it's above the trade expectations, it might it's not as exciting as it might look. The dollar is lower here this morning. That should provide some support. And we've got crude oil a little bit lower, gold a little lower here also as we speak. Other news, the Buenos Aires Grain Exchange yesterday came out with their estimates on Argentina corn, put it at 19.5 million metric tons versus the USDA at 23.5 million metric tons. That surprised the market, turned things around yesterday, and allowed the corn market to close strong. We did have an announcement yesterday afternoon out of the Chinese regime here in Chicago. They announced that they're going to buy $1.8 billion worth of U.S. soybeans, which translates to somewhere between 3 to 3.5 million metric tons. And that is right in line with what the trade was expecting, somewhere between 2 and 5. Also, it doesn't mean all that much. It's more window dressing than anything, because they're going to buy beans because they need beans. And that is just an announcement that they made a commitment to buy at least 3.5 million metric tons. In 2008, they made this same type of announcement when they were in Chicago to buy 2.2 million metric tons. So even though it is a good gesture, it is the hopes were that they would come out with an announcement they were going to buy corn, and that was providing some support as well. We did not see that, and really don't expect to see that here today either. They plan on leaving Chicago here today, from what I understand. The technical action is important today. We've got corn at 666 and a quarter. If we can close above that price on a weekly basis, would be a very strong signal and a continuation to the $7 level in the March contract. Soybeans have got 1432 as their critical number. It's a double top this week. If we close above there, that would be a strong technical signal, and if we don't, then it's going to be a bit negative, as it's still showing a double top on the charts. The big question today in the grains, will those buyers that have been buying grain on the close on Friday be around again today? And at this point, with the strength that we've seen yesterday, you'd have to assume that they will be back and support this market going into the close. In the livestock trade, we got cattle on feed report this afternoon. Cattle on feed expected, or trade average anyway, is 104.2, market 105.2, and placed at 113.7. The big placement number, that's what people are going to watch. It could be a bit negative to the cattle, also a bit supportive to the corn market, as it suggests that we've got a lot of cattle in the lots and going to be using up some corn to feed them. So that could be a number that is going to be watched very closely in the grains as well. This week we had cash cattle trade at 105 to 107 versus 106 to 108 last week. Cutout values were a little higher yesterday, up 90 cents in choice, up 69 cents in the select. The pork trade. We've got cash markets a little stronger. The cold weather is certainly supporting cash markets there. Cutout values up slightly. Futures had a nice rally yesterday, up a little bit overnight here. It seems to be the follower of the bunch, but and it is in a trading range. Technically, we're near that upper end of that trading range, so monitor that very closely. If we get a strong close today, it could activate some more buying here toward the end of the day. We hope everybody has a very successful trading day. We wish you were at the conference. And if you can't make it to the conference, also take a look at the Allendale wake-up call, which should be emailed to everybody. If you're not getting that, make sure you get us your email so you can get it free. And we've got a bunch of meetings out in Iowa and Nebraska set up here for next month. Maybe we can see you then. We wish you a very successful trading day, a safe weekend, and go Chicago Bears.